find any possible way to defend or to attack. That's the old case anyway. So they describe the use of particle containing drug containing substance. That's the Federal Circuit's opinion. Okay, and they say the drug retaining substance must be used. Of course, because we inject it seven days, every 7 days, every month, every 3 months, every 6 months. The drug retaining substance must be used. So that means the particle should include all those polymers. That's their concept. So here they argue about containing, comprising stuff. But now you know those wording they could mean drastically different for right. In this case. And we can see another point I'd like to make. This terminology, doctrine of equivalence. When we consider the patent infringement, the first one we will read whether they have literally infringed is the exactly the same word. We may think, how come? Does it often happen? Yes, it does happen. For semiconductors, for TFT or CD, they have a similar process. So it comes often with exactly the same wording in the claim. So they will be literally infringed. But later I will show you a case, complete different word, but still they go to the infringement case. So we have to judge that as a doctrine of equivalence. We won't have time for this detail, but they have the tasteful function, way, result, 3 steps. If they go to the same function, the same way, the outcome is the same, they will possibly be considered based on the doctrine of equivalence, they infringe the other product. So they have the doctrine of equivalence. This is what we learned the concept from this case, and then we go for the next case. This is we have obvious already, and then we will talk about obvious to try and anticipation. Obviously means you can expect success unless you have unexpected result. For obvious try, that means they have A can do this way, B can do this way, so A plus B should work. That means anticipation. They have a reference, and they have a reference teaching suggests this outcome, and the other suggestions as well, and you use the combination. For example, the eraser we use to wipe out those pen stuff, and we use the pen to write something, pencil, and if you put the eraser on top of the pencil, can you be graduated? Well, and then the distinction we have to consider is the hindsight. What is the hindsight? You have to judge the knowledge of the people by the time of the finding the pattern. You cannot use 30 years, 50 years later to judge those kind of the invention. So we call it, if the anticipation, always try, we have to go back to the time of the skill, and we have to prove, you have to prove there's exactly amendment or reconstruct from the existing reference or skill or device. And we go to the case. This is a compound from Merck, and I work for that. This is the pharmacology stuff. The compound is for diuretic. Diuretic could release the water from your body, and they could release blood pressure as well. And there are many ways of doing that. You can use potassium excretion chemicals working on this side. You can use calcium preserve potassium sparing stuff work on this side. So these are 2 mechanisms. We have sodium out, potassium in. So both will help to release the water or release the blood pressure from you. So you remember the compound? This type is spirolactone, amiloride, trimethylene. They all work in this function. But if I put spirolactone combined with amiloride, can I be grateful for heaven? Yes or not? Depends how you write the patent, how you prove the data. Because for human body, if you use 5 mg for spironolactone, if you use 10 mg for aminoride, when they mix together, can you use just 10 plus 1? Definitely not. You have to do experiment. While pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamics, do a formulation, do clinical tests for how long you should treat the patient, what dosage, everything, a lot of detail. But normally we use different mechanism because this is is another. If this is A type, B type, C type, D type, 4 types of diuretic, we would think if A plus B, A plus C, they could be something new. But however, in this case, Merck, they use B plus B, they make a new product, very successful. Only successful product will be infringed. So Biocraft, they try to make similar compounds. So they say the patent for 330 was invalid for Ophilis under the cinema UC. And because they spironolactone, trimethyl, they all potassium conserving stuff, they were possibly to be work better, so why bother you give them patent? And the original patent are already signed to Merck. So you give Merck this right, you give another right to Merck, there's double patenting. We call it double patenting. We did it. This is the A13 patent. And but this is the old patent. They have a lot of molecules in there, not very well written. It's very old patent. So they write a lot of stuff like that. So, they cover could be millions of compounds in that. And we go to this 430, much better written. It's a composition oral administration comprising amorolide, hydrochlorothiazide with a ratio of amorolide to hydrochlorothiazide with some ratio. They have more detail, more experiments. So that's why they were awarded the patent. But they will not think it was because they have to manifest the invalid. That's how we do business. So the district code is that there are more than 1,200 combinations to disclose. So your patent is not write clearly enough. If you remember the first slide, we said if you want to have a patent, you have to make the skill in the art, reasonable effort to repeat your work. That's how they grant you the patent for 15-20 years exclusivity. You have right to manufacture them. You have right to license them to reward your efforts and your brand. But you have to make it clearly. You can make full stuff in this patent. So they think it's always to try with so many patents and so many compounds that needs to be there. But however, that's the definition to you. Always try is a priority, either no indication of a parameter, critical, no direction to which many possible choices is likely to be successful. As long as you prove that you can expect success, but you don't know how to do that. You need to have reasonable effort, endeavor your time, efforts. Then, if you prove they have a medical synergy. The previous case we showed unexpected result. In this case, we have the medical synergy as a 10 mg for one compound, 5 mg for another compound. But these two together maybe use much less. So they call it medical synergy. Then, do you certify this medical synergy? How can you claim the medical synergy? How to measure the medical synergistic effect? Normally say you have to better than 30 to 70%. But it's case by case because in hypertension or hyperlipidemia, high blood pressure, this kind of a medicine, the responsive rate has to be over 85%. But for medication for cancer, as long as it's exceeds 50%, it's satisfied. So medical synergistics is the language the lawyer, the legal professional use, but actually there is no clear boundary. Depends how you argue in the court. So they're very clever. They use the wording to satisfy everybody, but they reserve the right to make a decision. You see, they call it, unexpected result, synergy effect, that could be used in this kind of case. So he said that the evidence should at least demonstrate an effect greater than the sum of several effects taken separately. Greater than the sum, still no specific measurement. But they leave a room for you to show your profession. And we go to